Your daily habits are destroying your potential systematically, repeating the same patterns that keep you exactly where you are, engaging in routines that reinforce limitation rather than expansion, practicing behaviors that guarantee stagnation rather than growth, and maintaining habits that make success impossible while wondering why you never achieve your goals despite wanting them desperately. Your current habits created your current reality. If you want different results, you need different habits. If you want transformed life, you need transformed daily routines. If you want exceptional outcomes, you need exceptional practices. This audiobook teaches 10 specific daily habits that completely rewire your brain for success through the neuroscience of habit formation that reveals how daily practices change brain structure. The psychology of compound growth that shows how small actions create massive results over time. The specific practices that high achievers use daily, and the systems for installing habits that become automatic and permanent. Stop repeating the same habits, expecting different results, and start implementing the 10 daily practices that guarantee transformation. Stop wondering why success eludes you and start installing the habits that make achievement inevitable. These 10 daily habits rewire your brain completely. Daily practices compound into extraordinary results. Consistent routines create automatic success, and transformed habits produce the transformed life you currently only dream about. Beginning now. Chapter 1. Morning Mindset Ritual. When the first hour, win the day. How you spend the first hour after waking determines the quality of your entire day, because morning routines systematically program your mindset and energy levels for everything that follows. The morning ritual importance shows that the first hour sets your mental and emotional tone for all subsequent activities. That morning habits either create powerful momentum or drain energy before the day even begins. That winning the morning predicts winning the entire day through compound effects. And that losing the morning makes recovery difficult, requiring constant effort to regain control. Most people lose their mornings through self-defeating patterns, including checking phone immediately, which destroys focus before it can develop, consuming negative news that programs anxiety and stress, rushing frantically without intention, which creates chaos, skipping breakfast, which depletes physical energy when it's most needed, and reacting immediately to others' demands, which surrenders control of your attention and priorities. Win the morning, win the day. Lose the morning, struggle all day. Control first hour or lose control. The winning morning routine includes waking at same time daily, which creates circadian consistency. Avoiding phone for first hour, which protects attention and focus. Hydrating immediately upon waking to energize body and activate systems. Moving your body to activate energy and alertness. Eating nutritious breakfast to fuel optimal performance. And reviewing goals to focus intention and direction for the day. Research by Hal Elrod on morning routines demonstrates that morning rituals of successful people share remarkably common elements across domains. That consistent wake time regulates circadian rhythm optimally. That silence and meditation reduce baseline stress levels. That affirmations systematically program positive mindset. That visualization activates motivation and clarity. That exercise increases energy dramatically, and that reading stimulates learning and mental engagement. The neurological morning effect demonstrates that your brain is most receptive to programming immediately upon waking. That cortisol naturally peaks in morning, providing physical and mental energy. That early willpower is strongest before experiencing daily depletion, and that morning habits set dopamine baseline, affecting your entire day's mood and motivation. The implementation protocol involved preparing the night before to remove morning decisions that drain willpower, setting multiple alarms to prevent hitting snooze and losing momentum, having your ritual written and visible as a reminder, starting extremely small to build consistency before expanding, and never negotiating with your sleepy morning self who will rationalize breaking commitments. The common obstacles include genuine difficulty waking early initially as body adjusts, strong temptation to check phone immediately, natural human resistance to changing established patterns, and inconsistent sleep schedule undermining consistent wake time. Win the morning, win the day. Lose the morning, struggle all day. Control first hour or lose control. Overcoming these obstacles requires gradually adjusting wake time by just 15 minutes weekly, putting phone in another room where it charges overnight, focusing intensely on how good winning the morning actually feels, establishing consistent bedtime, enabling quality sleep, and committing to 30 consecutive days without exception to build automaticity that makes the ritual effortless. You have mornings now. Next, you must practice gratitude. Chapter 2. Gratitude Practice. Rewire Brain for Abundance and Positivity. Daily gratitude practice systematically rewires your brain from scarcity and negativity toward abundance and positivity through measurable neurological mechanisms that create lasting changes. The gratitude neuroscience shows that regular gratitude practice increases gray matter density in prefrontal cortex, that gratitude activates reward pathways releasing dopamine and creating positive associations, that consistent practice reduces amygdala reactivity to perceived threats, and that appreciation strengthens positive neural networks progressively through repeated activation. Research by Robert Emmons on gratitude demonstrates that daily gratitude practice increases happiness levels significantly and measurably, that writing just 3 grateful items daily improves overall well-being dramatically, that gratitude reduces both depression and anxiety symptoms, that appreciation enhances relationships and strengthens social bonds, and that thankfulness improves physical health markers, including sleep quality and immune function. Gratitude rewires brain for abundance. Scarcity focus reinforces negativity. Practice appreciation or remain ungrateful. The scarcity-abundance mindset shift occurs through deliberately focusing mental attention on what you already have rather than what you lack, genuinely appreciating your present circumstances despite imperfections, consciously recognizing existing blessings you typically overlook, actively acknowledging progress you've made however small, and intentionally celebrating small daily wins that compound over time. The gratitude practice methods include morning gratitude journal, where you list 3 specific items, evening reflection, reviewing day's gifts and positive moments, gratitude meditation, focusing on deep appreciation and presence, expressing thanks directly to specific people verbally or written, and photographing daily moments of beauty, creating visual gratitude record. The specificity principle requires being specific, not vague, in your gratitude statements, explaining clearly why you're grateful for each particular item, feeling the emotion of appreciation deeply, not superficially going through motions, and avoiding repetitive generic statements that lose meaning through mindless repetition. The resistance to gratitude appears through cynicism, dismissing practice as naive or weak, focusing on problems feeling more urgent and important than appreciation, gratitude feeling inauthentic initially before becoming natural, and genuine difficulty identifying positives during periods of real hardship. The appreciation categories span relationships providing support and unconditional love, health enabling capability and activity, opportunities available to you, valuable lessons extracted from challenges and setbacks, material comforts often taken completely for granted, personal qualities and strengths you possess, nature's beauty surrounding you constantly, and progress, however small, you're making toward goals. The compound gratitude effect shows that daily practice progressively shifts your default mindset automatically, that accumulated appreciation creates lasting positivity that survives setbacks, that consistent gratitude improves resilience dramatically when facing difficulties, and that regular thankfulness enhances overall life satisfaction measurably. Gratitude rewires brain for abundance. Scarcity focus reinforces negativity. Practice appreciation or remain ungrateful. The implementation involves setting specific daily time consistently without negotiation, keeping dedicated gratitude journals separate from other writing, writing minimum 3 items daily without exception, including specific reasons why you're grateful for each, and reviewing previous entries periodically to recognize accumulated blessings and growth in perspective. You practice gratitude now. Next, you must visualize goals. Chapter 3. Goal Visualization. Program subconscious for achievement. Daily goal visualization systematically programs your subconscious mind for achievement through creating neural patterns that are neurologically identical to actual performance. The visualization neuroscience demonstrates that your brain cannot distinguish vividly imagined experience from actual lived experience at neural level. That mental practice creates exactly the same neural pathways as physical practice. That repeated vivid visualization programs subconscious expectations powerfully and automatically. And that imagined success makes real success feel natural and expected rather than surprising or impossible. Research by Guang Yu shows that mental practice alone increases muscle strength measurably without any physical training. That visualization combined with physical practice exceeds results from either approach alone. That imagined movements activate motor cortex identically to actual movements. And that consistent mental rehearsal improves actual performance significantly across all domains. Visualization programs subconscious for success. Random thinking creates random results. Visualize daily or leave achievement to chance. The visualization protocol includes finding quiet space without any distraction where you can focus completely, closing eyes, and breathing deeply to enter a relaxed, receptive state, creating vivid mental movie of yourself achieving your specific goal, engaging all 5 senses in rich sensory detail, feeling emotions of achievement intensely as if happening now. And repeating this practice daily to program subconscious systematically over time. The specificity requirement means visualizing exact goal achievement, not vague general success. Seeing precise actions you take leading to specific outcome. Imagining the specific moment of accomplishment with details. Creating detailed, sensory-rich scenario, engaging sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, and making visualization as real and vivid as actual memory you're recalling. The emotional engagement amplifies effectiveness dramatically through feeling genuine pride of achievement during visualization, experiencing authentic joy of success vividly in your body, sensing deep confidence and capability as achiever, fully embodying successful identity, not just observing it, and making imagined success emotionally real, not merely intellectual exercise. The common visualization mistakes include visualizing too vaguely without sufficient concrete details, passive watching rather than fully experiencing as participant, skipping the emotional component and remaining detached, irregular, inconsistent practice, preventing neural pathway formation, and expecting immediate visible results without allowing time for subconscious programming. The implementation timing involves morning visualization, programming your day ahead with intention, evening visualization before sleep, when subconscious is most receptive, pre-performance visualization activating readiness immediately before important events, and regular daily practice building neural patterns progressively regardless of immediate evidence. The resistance to practice includes feeling foolish or silly initially when starting, skepticism about actual effectiveness despite research, difficulty maintaining sustained mental focus, and impatience with gradual process wanting instant transformation. Visualization programs subconscious for success. Random thinking creates random results. Visualize daily or leave achievement to chance. Overcoming resistance requires understanding neuroscience, validating the practice scientifically, starting with brief 2-minute sessions, building capacity gradually, trusting substantial research evidence across multiple studies, maintaining absolute consistency without skipping days, and celebrating small, measurable improvements in actual performance as evidence that visualization is working. You visualize goals now. Next, you must move physically. Chapter 4. Physical movement. Exercise body to strengthen mind. Daily physical movement is not optional luxury, but essential foundational habit that strengthens your mind as much as body through powerful neurological mechanisms that science has clearly documented. The exercise neuroscience shows that movement increases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which promotes neuron growth, that physical activity reduces cortisol and chronic stress hormones, that exercise releases endorphins, dramatically improving mood and well-being, that regular movement improves executive function and decision-making capacity, and that consistent activity enhances overall neuroplasticity, enabling brain to adapt and grow. Research by John Rady demonstrates that exercise is the single most powerful tool available for optimizing brain function, that aerobic activity literally grows hippocampus, improving memory and learning, that movement increases focus and sustained concentration dramatically, that physical activity reduces anxiety and depression as effectively as medication, and that regular exercise enhances cognitive performance across all measured domains. Daily movement strengthens mind and body. Sedentary living weakens both progressively. Move daily or deteriorate mentally and physically. The mind-body connection means that your physical state directly affects mental and emotional state continuously. That energized body creates energized, productive mind. That exhausted body inevitably produces exhausted, ineffective thinking. That strong body builds mental resilience and toughness. And that physically fit body enhances cognitive capacity measurably. The minimum effective dose involves just 20 minutes daily of moderate activity, understanding that consistency matters far more than intensity, that any movement breaking sedentary patterns provides benefits, that variety prevents adaptation and maintains engagement, and that progressive challenge builds capacity steadily over time. The movement options include brisk walking, which is accessible to virtually everyone, running or jogging, building cardiovascular fitness, strength training, building both physical and mental toughness, yoga combining movement with mindfulness practice, dancing providing joy alongside exercise benefits, and sports adding competition and social engagement to movement. The timing considerations show that morning exercise energizes your entire day ahead, that afternoon movement breaks mental fatigue effectively, that evening activity releases accumulated daily stress, and that consistent schedule builds automatic, unbreakable habit through repetition. The resistance to exercise appears through lack of time being most common excuse, feeling too tired creating paradoxical reasoning, perfectionism preventing starting at all because conditions aren't ideal, intimidation by fitness culture and comparison, and previous negative exercise experiences creating avoidance. Overcoming exercise resistance requires starting extremely small, building initial confidence through wins, focusing on how good movement actually feels during and after, scheduling exercise as absolutely non-negotiable appointment with yourself, finding genuinely enjoyable activities rather than forcing yourself, tracking consistency, not performance or intensity, and celebrating simply showing up daily regardless of duration or quality. Daily movement strengthens mind and body. Sedentary living weakens both progressively. Move daily or deteriorate mentally and physically. You understand now that daily movement is non-negotiable foundation for mental performance, that sedentary living progressively weakens both mind and body, and that consistent movement, however brief, creates compound benefits that transform both physical and mental capacity over time. You move daily now. Next, you must practice deep work. Chapter 5. Deep work sessions. Build focused productivity daily. Daily deep work sessions where you work with complete focus on important tasks build productivity capacity and achievement systematically over time. The deep work definition means working on cognitively demanding tasks with absolutely zero distraction, giving complete undivided attention to single important activity, maintaining intense focus for extended uninterrupted period, and producing valuable output that requires sustained concentration and mental effort. Research by Cal Newport shows that deep work is increasingly rare and increasingly valuable in modern distraction-saturated economy. That focus sessions produce disproportionate value compared to shallow, fragmented work. That ability to focus intensely is genuine competitive advantage in knowledge work. And that deep work capacity is entirely trainable skill that strengthens through deliberate practice. Deep work builds productivity and achievement. Shallow, distracted work wastes time and potential. Focus deeply or produce mediocrity. The deep versus shallow work distinction separates cognitively demanding tasks requiring intense focus from logistical tasks requiring minimal concentration. We're creating substantial new value from work easily replicated by anyone. Activities building rare, valuable skills from activities merely maintaining status quo. And focus sessions producing breakthrough results from scattered efforts producing minimal visible progress. The deep work protocol includes scheduling specific blocks exclusively for focused work, eliminating absolutely all distractions during these sessions, working on single most important tasks without switching, maintaining complete attention without any multitasking, and taking strategic breaks between deep work blocks to recover attention capacity. The environmental design for deep work involves finding or creating quiet space without interruptions, removing phone and disconnecting internet when possible, having all necessary materials ready before starting session, using noise-canceling headphones if necessary to block ambient sound, and communicating boundaries clearly to others about strict interruption rules. The common deep work obstacles include constant notifications, destroying focus repeatedly throughout day, open office environments preventing deep concentration, meeting culture fragmenting attention into useless fragments, email expectation requiring constant availability and responsiveness, and social media addiction creating compulsive checking behavior. Overcoming these obstacles requires turning off all notifications during deep work sessions, using Do Not Disturb mode consistently without exception, blocking deep work time on calendar as non-negotiable appointments, setting communication boundaries clearly with colleagues and family, using website blockers preventing distraction access entirely, and protecting focus time aggressively from all encroachment. The capacity building shows that initial deep work sessions last only 20 to 30 minutes before mental exhaustion, that progressive extension reaches 60, then 90-minute blocks, that eventual capacity develops for 3 to 4 hour deep sessions, and that ability to enter flow state occurs more easily with consistent practice. Deep work builds productivity and achievement. Shallow, distracted work wastes time and potential. Focus deeply or produce mediocrity. The output measurement tracks total time spent in deep work daily, number of uninterrupted blocks completed successfully, quality of work produced during focus sessions, and measurable progress toward important goals requiring sustained focused attention. You practice deep work now. Next, you must read daily. Chapter 6, Daily Reading. Feed mind with quality input consistently. Daily reading habit feeds your mind with quality input that expands knowledge, improves thinking, and accelerates learning systematically through consistent exposure to valuable ideas. The reading benefits include building comprehensive knowledge base across multiple domains, exposing mind to new ideas and different perspectives, improving vocabulary and communication skills dramatically, enhancing focus and sustained concentration capacity, developing critical thinking and analytical skills, and reducing stress through mental engagement with content. Research by Keith shows that reading volume predicts knowledge acquisition better than formal education level, that consistent readers develop significantly larger vocabularies, that regular reading improves overall cognitive function measurably, that book readers live longer than non-readers on average, and that reading fiction specifically increases empathy and social understanding. Daily reading builds knowledge and wisdom. No reading maintains ignorance. Read consistently or fall behind those who do. The reading success correlation demonstrates that successful people across domains read extensively and consistently. That CEOs read average of 60 books yearly compared to general population's one. That reading builds knowledge through compound interest effect. That varied reading creates unique insight combinations, enabling innovation. And that consistent learning maintains competitive edge in rapidly changing world. The reading types span nonfiction, building specific expertise in chosen domains, biographies learning from others' experiences and mistakes, fiction developing empathy and creative thinking, philosophy examining fundamental questions about existence, history understanding patterns and context for present, and science expanding worldview and factual knowledge base. The minimum effective dose involves just 20 pages or 20 minutes daily without exception. Understanding that consistency matters more than volume read, that focused reading without distraction maximizes comprehension, that varied content prevents narrow thinking patterns, and that applying lessons learned immediately reinforces retention. The implementation strategies include reading at same time, daily, building automaticity through routine, carrying book always, enabling opportunistic reading during waiting, removing competing distractions during designated reading time, taking notes on key insights for future reference, and discussing ideas with others reinforcing learning through articulation. The common obstacles include lack of time being primary excuse for not reading, digital distraction fragmenting attention, making deep reading difficult, starting multiple books without finishing any, reading passively without retention or application, and choosing poor quality content that wastes reading time. Overcoming these obstacles requires starting with just 10 minutes daily, making time excuse invalid, putting phone completely away during reading sessions, finishing books before starting new ones, building completion habit, actively engaging through notes and highlights, increasing retention, and curating reading lists carefully based on learning goals. Daily reading builds knowledge and wisdom. No reading maintains ignorance. Read consistently or fall behind those who do. The retention practices involve highlighting key passages while reading, taking notes in margins or separate journal, summarizing chapters in your own words, teaching ideas to others which deepens understanding, and implementing insights immediately in your life rather than merely consuming information passively. You read daily now. Next, you must reflect evenings. Chapter 7. Evening Reflection. Learn from day and plan tomorrow. Evening reflection habit reviews your day, extracting valuable lessons, and plans tomorrow, ensuring continuous improvement through systematic analysis. The reflection importance shows that unexamined day contains unlearned lessons that could accelerate growth. That reflection systematically transforms raw experience into actionable wisdom. That evening review identifies specific improvement areas requiring attention. That planning tomorrow enables strategic execution rather than reactive scrambling. And that consistent reflection dramatically accelerates overall growth rate. The reflection protocol includes reviewing day's events objectively without harsh judgment, identifying specifically what went well to repeat and reinforce, recognizing clearly what went poorly to improve systematically, extracting specific actionable lessons learned from experiences, acknowledging progress made however small toward goals, expressing gratitude for day's gifts and positive moments, and planning tomorrow's priorities and schedule with intention. Evening reflection extracts wisdom from experience. No reflection wastes daily lessons. Review daily or repeat same mistakes. Research on deliberate practice shows that reflection is an essential component of improvement across all domains. that analyzing performance objectively identifies specific weaknesses requiring work, that conscious processing consolidates learning and long-term memory, that planning significantly improves subsequent execution quality, and that consistent review accelerates skill development exponentially. The reflection questions include asking, what did I accomplish today toward my long-term goals? What challenges did I face, and how effectively did I handle them? What could I have done differently or better with available knowledge? What did I learn today that I can apply tomorrow? What am I genuinely grateful for from today's experiences? What are my top 3 priorities for tomorrow? And what potential obstacles should I prepare for proactively? The common reflection mistakes include skipping reflection when feeling tired despite its importance, focusing exclusively on negatives, creating unnecessary discouragement, dwelling on failures without extracting constructive lessons, reviewing past without planning forward strategically, and being vague rather than specific in observations. The implementation involves setting specific evening time consistently without negotiation, having dedicated journal exclusively for reflection, spending minimum 10 focused minutes without distraction, being brutally honest without harsh destructive self-judgment, and ending with gratitude and clear plan for tomorrow. The resistance to reflection appears through wanting to relax immediately after a long, demanding day, feeling reflection waste time that could be spent on entertainment, discomfort with honestly examining mistakes and shortcomings, preferring passive consumption to active thinking, and lack of clear structure, making practice feel overwhelming. Overcoming resistance requires recognizing reflection's compounding value over time, starting with brief 5-minute sessions, building gradually, focusing on learning, not judgment or criticism, having specific questions to answer, providing structure, and celebrating growth revealed through consistent reflection practice. Evening reflection extracts wisdom from experience. No reflection wastes daily lessons. Review daily or repeat same mistakes. The long-term benefits include dramatically accelerated learning from experience, continuous improvement through systematic iteration, increased self-awareness enabling better decisions, significantly reduced repeated mistakes through conscious learning, clearer direction and sense of purpose, and accumulated wisdom over months and years. You reflect evenings now. Next, you must eat healthy. Chapter 8. Healthy Eating. Fuel body and mind for optimal performance. Daily healthy eating habits fuel both body and mind for optimal performance because nutrition directly affects energy levels, focus capacity, and cognitive function throughout your day. The nutrition performance connection shows that food is fuel determining your available energy, that diet dramatically affects mood and mental state, that nutrition impacts cognitive function directly and measurably, that eating patterns influence long-term health outcomes, and that consistent healthy eating compounds into sustained vitality over time. Research on nutrition and cognition demonstrates that Mediterranean diet improves brain health and longevity, that omega-3 fatty acids enhance cognitive function and memory, that processed foods impair mental performance significantly, that blood sugar stability directly affects focus and concentration, and that proper hydration throughout day is essential for optimal cognition. Healthy eating fuels optimal performance. Poor nutrition undermines body and mind. Eat well or sacrifice energy and focus. The healthy eating principles include eating primarily whole, unprocessed foods, consuming adequate protein for sustained energy and satiety, including healthy fats supporting brain function, choosing complex carbohydrates for stable blood sugar, staying properly hydrated throughout entire day, and avoiding excessive sugar causing energy crashes. The meal timing matters through eating substantial breakfast to fuel morning performance, avoiding heavy meals causing afternoon energy slump, timing larger meals when you're most physically active, eating lighter in evening for better sleep quality, and maintaining consistent meal schedule regulating metabolism. The common eating mistakes include skipping breakfast, which depletes morning energy when most needed, eating processed convenience foods lacking nutrients, consuming excessive sugar and caffeine, creating energy volatility, eating while distracted, not mindfully present, and using food for emotional comfort rather than fuel. The implementation strategies involve meal planning and preparation in advance, reducing decisions, keeping healthy options readily available, eliminating barriers, removing tempting unhealthy foods from your environment, eating mindfully without distraction, focusing on food, and tracking how different foods affect your energy and focus. The resistance to healthy eating appears through convenience of processed foods requiring no preparation, taste preferences for unhealthy options developed over years, time constraints making preparation feel impossible, social pressure to eat poorly in group settings, and emotional eating patterns using food for comfort. Overcoming these obstacles requires preparing healthy meals in batches on weekends, developing taste for nutritious foods gradually through exposure, prioritizing health over convenience, understanding long-term costs, communicating dietary choices clearly to others, addressing emotional eating roots through other coping mechanisms, and starting with small, sustainable changes, building progressively. Healthy eating fuels optimal performance. Poor nutrition undermines body and mind. Eat well or sacrifice energy and focus. The energy tracking practice involves noticing carefully how different meals affect your energy levels, identifying specific foods that enhance or impair your focus, recognizing your optimal eating patterns for peak performance, adjusting diet systematically based on results observed, and maintaining consistency with what works for your body. You eat healthy now. Next, you must connect socially. Chapter 9. Social Connection. Invest in relationships that elevate you. Daily social connection habit invests in relationships that elevate you because human connection is fundamental biological need, affecting well-being and success profoundly. The relationship importance shows that social bonds affect happiness more powerfully than wealth or status, that quality relationships reduce stress significantly and measurably, that supportive connections enable risk-taking and growth, that surrounding yourself with excellence elevates your performance automatically, and that isolation progressively undermines mental health regardless of other factors. Research by Robert Waldinger on Harvard Happiness Study shows that relationships are strongest single predictor of happiness and health, that quality matters exponentially more than quantity of connections, that loneliness is as harmful to health as smoking cigarettes, that investing in relationships pays lifelong dividends, and that social connection is biological necessity, not luxury. Quality relationships elevate life and success. Isolation and toxic connections undermine both. Invest in relationships or suffer alone. The relationship types include intimate partnership providing deep connection and support, close friendships offering mutual support and genuine joy, family relationships maintaining roots and belonging, professional relationships enabling career growth and opportunity, mentor relationships dramatically accelerating learning, and community connections providing broader sense of belonging. The daily connection practice involves reaching out to at least one person daily, maintaining bonds, having meaningful conversation, not superficial small talk, expressing genuine appreciation to people you value, being fully present during interactions without distraction, and maintaining consistent contact with important relationships despite busyness. The relationship investment means scheduling dedicated time for people who matter most, being a reliable friend others can count on consistently, offering help without expecting immediate return, celebrating others' successes genuinely without envy, supporting people during difficult times, not just good, and maintaining relationships through inevitable life changes. The toxic relationship recognition identifies people who consistently drain your energy without reciprocating. Relationships based primarily on criticism and negativity. Connections maintained from obligation, not genuine desire. People who actively discourage your growth and ambition. And relationships creating more stress than support consistently. The pruning practice involves spending progressively less time with negative influences, creating firm boundaries with draining people, ending relationships that don't serve mutual benefit, being highly selective about who receives your limited time, and protecting energy for genuinely elevating relationships. The quality over quantity principle emphasizes few deep relationships over many superficial connections, meaningful face-to-face connection over social media likes, genuine presence over distracted availability, and investing deeply in right people rather than spreading thin. The resistance includes busyness, crowding out connection time despite importance, digital communication replacing real human interaction, conflict avoidance preventing authentic relating, fear of vulnerability limiting relationship depth, and social anxiety creating progressive withdrawal. Quality relationships elevate life and success. Isolation and toxic connections undermine both. Invest in relationships or suffer alone. Overcoming resistance requires scheduling relationship time as non-negotiable priority, choosing real connection over digital substitutes, learning healthy conflict skills, practicing vulnerability gradually with safe people, and addressing social anxiety through exposure therapy. You connect socially now. Finally, you must optimize sleep. Chapter 10. Sleep Optimization. Prioritize rest for peak performance. Sleep optimization habit prioritizes rest as non-negotiable foundation for peak performance because sleep quality determines cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical recovery completely. The sleep importance shows that sleep is when brain consolidates learning and memories, that rest enables physical recovery and cellular repair, that quality sleep regulates mood and emotional stability, that adequate rest improves decision-making and judgment dramatically, and that chronic sleep deprivation impairs all functions measurably. Research by Matthew Walker demonstrates that sleep deprivation impairs cognitive performance as severely as alcohol intoxication. That lack of sleep increases disease risk significantly, including cancer and dementia. That quality sleep enhances memory consolidation and learning. That consistent sleep schedule regulates circadian rhythm optimally. And that adequate rest is absolutely essential for mental health. Quality sleep enables peak performance. Sleep deprivation undermines everything. Prioritize rest or sacrifice all functioning. The sleep requirements include 7 to 9 hours nightly for most adults with individual variation. Consistent sleep and wake times daily, including weekends, quality matching as much as quantity for restoration. Uninterrupted sleep, enabling full cycles and deep stages, and allowing natural wake without alarm when schedule permits. The sleep optimization protocol involves establishing consistent bedtime routine, signaling sleep time, keeping bedroom cool, dark, and quiet for optimal conditions, avoiding all screens minimum 1 hour before sleep, limiting caffeine consumption after early afternoon, avoiding alcohol and heavy meals near bedtime, and using bedroom exclusively for sleep, not work or entertainment. The bedtime routine includes dimming lights throughout home, signaling sleep time approaching, reading physical book to relax mind without screens, practicing relaxation breathing or meditation calming nervous system, reviewing day with gratitude, focusing on positive, setting clear intentions for tomorrow, and going to bed at consistent time regardless of completion desire. The common sleep obstacles include stress and anxiety preventing sleep onset, screen time disrupting circadian rhythm through blue light, irregular schedule confusing body clock, caffeine consumed too late remaining in system, sleeping environment not optimized for rest, and treating sleep as optional when busy. Overcoming these obstacles requires establishing wind-down routine, starting full hour early, putting all devices away before bedroom time, maintaining schedule even on weekends for consistency, cutting caffeine by 2 p.m. allowing metabolism, optimizing bedroom environment through temperature, humidity, darkness, and prioritizing sleep as foundation, not negotiable luxury. The sleep tracking helps by monitoring actual sleep duration objectively, identifying patterns affecting quality consistently, recognizing how lifestyle choices affect rest, adjusting habits systematically based on data collected, and celebrating improved sleep consistency as victory. Quality sleep enables peak performance. Sleep deprivation undermines everything. Prioritize rest or sacrifice all functioning. The performance connection shows that well-rested mind performs optimally across all domains, that adequate sleep improves focus dramatically and sustainably, that quality rest enhances creativity and problem-solving, that proper sleep supports emotional regulation, preventing reactivity, and that consistent rest enables sustained high performance over extended time rather than brief, unsustainable bursts. You have learned 10 habits, transforming mindset completely. Stop repeating same habits, expecting different results, and start implementing 10 practices that guarantee transformation. These habits rewire brain completely. Practices compound into extraordinary results. Routines create automatic success, and transformed habits produce the life you currently only dream about through permanent commitment to daily excellence starting now. You have learned 10 daily habits that transform mindset completely. Morning mindset ritual wins the day. Gratitude practice rewires brain for abundance. Goal visualization programs subconscious for achievement. Physical movement strengthens mind and body. Deep work sessions build focused productivity. Daily reading feeds mind with quality input. Evening reflection extracts wisdom from experience. Healthy eating fuels optimal performance. Social connection invests in elevating relationships. Sleep optimization enables peak performance. What matters now is implementation starting today. Choose one habit to install this week. Build consistency before adding next habit. 5 immediate actions. Decide which habit to start first. Set specific time for practice. Prepare environment for success. Track consistency daily. Celebrate maintaining streak. Install one habit at a time until automatic. These 10 habits compound into complete transformation. Daily practices rewire your brain progressively. Consistent routines create automatic success. Transformed habits produce transformed life that success requires. Stop repeating same habits, expecting different results, and start implementing 10 practices that guarantee transformation. These habits rewire brain completely. Practices compound into extraordinary results. Routines create automatic success, and transformed habits produce the life you currently only dream about through permanent commitment to daily excellence starting now.